What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Welcome to the show, everybody. This is The Blend Live Online. I'm your boy, your host, Brian Christopher, and welcome to my home. Welcome to my world. Welcome, my friend. Anyway, so we are here, and I'm excited because it's an awesome day. And I'm feeling good. It's my weekend because I'm off every Wednesday and Thursday. And I have an awesome friend, musician, singer, songwriter, just all around good person in the house with me tonight. Welcome, Miss Teporah Bilezikian. Hello. It's good to see you. It's been a long time since I've seen you. Mm-hmm. How long has it been?
Maybe 2 years.
Maybe 2 years?
Yeah.
All right. So maybe even longer. Because I had my radio show, and that was in 2011.
No, we'll just say 2 years.
You just say 2 years?
Better.
We're going to go with that. Talking to Mike to make sure everybody can hear you, too. All right, cool. So it's good to see you looking well, and I know you're still doing your thing musically, and that's why you're here. And no, you're here because you're good people.
I'm here because I like your show.
Well, I can dig that too. Listen, for those of you guys just signing on, of course, now this is totally about interaction. It's about, being a part of something that's different than the norm. I know you guys might watch Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder, but you can't like tweet them and text them, because, and they won't answer you back. Here, we actually will answer you back because that's how it is. So those are the people right there, Teporah. So say hello. Hello, everybody. It's good to see you. Shout out to everybody. So make sure you chime in. Let us know where you're from, what you're doing. If you look on the right side of the player, you'll see, if you're facing the screen, it's on the right side of the player, and you'll see the little social stream and in the chat area, so you guys can just chime in. Let Teporah know, show us some love, what's going on. Let us know how it sounded. We got some treats for you tonight. We're going to listen to some music. We're going to talk about some life and stuff. We got our wine in the house. Yeah. So as we're going to kick off a tradition, just you and I, with a little toast to a good night. The Blend Live Online is officially started, y'all. Cheers. So, Teporah, what's been going on in your world?
Well, my 13-year-old is calling me. He must not be able to get onto the show. He's going to have to figure it out.
Yeah, man.
My poor little boo-boo.
Hit refresh. It's like, it works. It does.
He said, Mommy, make sure you remind me. I might forget, so I texted him.
All right, let me get him out the way. I'm about to run out of juice before I need this so I can play your stuff. So that's cool. So you've been doing your music correctly. So since I've last seen you, your music has always been awesome.
Thank you.
It's just one of those things where I never forget good music. I never forget good music. I never forget how music makes me feel. And I remember I was playing it on my show. But we first met, I want to say, at up in Baltimore at Mark Evans.
I've met so many people by knowing Mark.
Yeah.
And going to his
Mark
open
Evans
mic
is dope,
there.
man.
Yeah.
What's up, Mark? If you're watching, we want to give a big shout out to Mark Evans. Wonderful, just all-around person, but great musician. If you guys want to listen to some awesome music, I got to get him in here, too. I'm sure he'll just rock them. He'll probably just take the show. They'll be like, Brian, okay, you're done. Your job is over, man.
No, he won't do
but
that.
He hosts a weekly show, Acoustic Thursdays, up at
Peace and a Cup of Joe.
Peace and a Cup of Joe up in Baltimore. So if you guys are in that area or ever here on a Thursday, make sure you go up there on Thursdays and check it out, man. He's doing some great things. But that's where I met Teporah, and awesome vibe. And now, Bilezikian.
Yeah, you said that really well.
Yeah, well,
I'm impressed.
I've been working on it. It's the wine. It's the wine. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, where are you from? Like, where's that name? What is that name?
Where's the name from? My father is Armenian, ethnically Armenian, but he was born in France.
Armenian, isn't that like the Kardashians?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you guys like neighbors?
I don't know.
Okay.
She's the other kind of Armenian.
The other kind. We won't go there.
The California Armenians, they all have like fake noses, and there's a little bit of the, that kind of materialistic tendency in some aspects of our culture.
Shouts out to Houston's in the house. Push Radio is listening in right now. Good to see you. Adrian, hey, Adrian. She's here in the DMV, but she's awesome, awesome people. Thanks for chiming in. So you guys continue to chime in. We're going to get into some music. We're going to talk about some things. So lots of stuff going on. Did you see the Grammys?
You know what? I didn't. I was so sorry about it, but I've been reading about it ever since. I can't believe some of the craziness that went on in there.
Yeah, it's interesting, but all I will say is Annie Lennox.
That's what I heard.
Annie Lennox, is what I call uninhibited soulful. She just whatever the norm they were trying to make, she just cut that out. I mean, the chick was doing a hand harmonica. I mean, that's when you just like, I don't give a
Just
damn.
doing her thing.
Let's do what I do, and it was an awesome time. So.
I was amazed that AC/DC played. I mean, I would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah. But one thing I was glad they actually had the Grammy online, so you can actually watch the stuff that you don't see.
Right.
You can actually watch it, and it was great quality, too. It wasn't just like one camera and good luck.
So I can still see the whole thing if I want to.
Well, I don't know if
Just
it
excerpts.
replays it, but I know in the beginning I was watching like Robert Glasper and Layla and Jamal, Malcolm Jamal Warner. They actually won a Grammy for the best traditional R&B
That's
performance.
awesome.
And it was
There's
really
a lot of
cool.
people that you don't see.
A lot of people you
one
won't
and two,
see,
yeah.
and they won. You know what I mean? So it was cool to be able to see that, and then of course the actual televised part came on with all the other awards. So it was cool. So anyway, well that's cool. So you've been traveling. You've been doing anything in particular with your project and stuff?
Mostly I've been targeting just kind of gigs where I can express myself and do a little bit less of a straight, like, let me be a performer in the corner of a restaurant type gig. I'm trying to get away from those a little bit for the last couple of years.
The pot belly.
Right.
Have you ever played pot belly?
No.
Oh,
I want to, though. I want to do
That's
it.
kind of cool. It seems like it's only got room for a guitar.
Yeah,
though.
I know. I don't know
Have
if
you guys
I
ever
can
seen the
understand
pot
that.
belly? They actually have a little stage area set up for people to come in and do like their singer-songwriter thing. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I just don't. I know I have too many friends that don't do their songwriting thing, and they do it once in a while, like every 3 or 4 months. I'll have like a house concert, but they'll play 5 days a week, and unless someone requests their music, they won't sing it. And they've got great CDs. They don't push them, and I don't want to end up like that.
Yeah.
And I think you have to fight that tendency to just play all the great popular covers that you play, because you're so vulnerable when you play your own stuff.
And besides that, one of the things I always, kind of just gets under my skin with artists that actually have material of their own. It's like there's no like pride in it. I mean, I get it when you have to eat and people do it because they need to eat, but it's like, hey, make that decision. Say, hey, listen, I want to at least be able to do 1 or 2 of my tunes. You know what I mean? Because I will have them for sale. And people need to hear it, and that's what makes me feel good, honestly.
And I think if you do write great songs, you'll know when you play them. Like most songwriters that I know that love their music will still test it out, like at an open mic first, and see what the response is. You
got to.
But at some point, you should love those songs, and then when you sing them out, you're gonna have people come up to you and say, "Who wrote that?"
Right.
They think it's you're covering a song.
Absolutely. And the first time I experienced that, I was leading worship like in church, and I didn't play anything or whatever, but I was writing songs then, and that was like my open mic at the time, and we would sing the songs. People were like, oh, I never heard it. Who is that? And I was like,
awesome.
Well, it was it was a great feeling.
Great feeling, right?
Great feeling, because it gave me that sense that maybe I'm on the right track, with that. Let me check in and see who else has chimed in here. Let me see here. Let me see what we got. Hey, Sharon Raquel is in the house. Hey, Brian and Teporah listening in. Have a great show. Thanks so much, Sharon. She was on last episode, right? Yeah,
I watched her whole thing. It was awesome. And she was wearing a tank top, and she looked so pretty. I just couldn't do a tank top because it's so cold out, but I just wanted her to know how cute her outfit.
And you bought your wine, too. You know what I mean? So cool.
I just couldn't do it.
Somebody says here, that's my mom. You want to give a shout out?
Hi, Nino.
Hey, Nino. Yeah, Nino Medina 96 is in the house. Yeah. So it's cool, man.
Hi, honey.
Yeah, good. So so we're here. We're gonna probably do a song. Let's kick off with something. Let's try that out.
Okay.
So we got a little something for you guys. Check this out. Might as well get into it. You guys are watching The Blend. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Sandra, who made a donation. Also, I want to talk to a little bit more. Part of what this is, when you guys look at, might have read the caption up top about the story, reason why I do what I'm doing, not only because I believe in the independent arts and the creative arts, but also a part of who I am is that I'm an organ donor. And for years, me and my mom, I donated my kidney to my mom 16 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
And, it was an awesome experience, but I didn't even think about it.
Right.
It was my mom,
Right.
and I wasn't even singing, doing what I am doing now. But I think what happens as you go along in life and you start getting understanding influence in your circle of influence, and I realize I've been given, and I got people watching and listening, and I want to also not only give them good music to vibe to, but I want to give them something to think about too. And organ donation is something that I've decided over this past year or two to really dedicate to and say, listen, wherever you are, whatever you might be thinking about, there's so many people that can use, and you can actually give life, and that whole idea. But for whatever reason, not everybody does it because maybe they're a little fearful. It might just be out of ignorance because they just don't know, and I can understand that too, but I want to continue to bring awareness. So every broadcast, I always give an opportunity for people to give to a cause, and I picked a organization called Donate Life America. I ran into them a few years ago. I like what they were doing. They're locally here in the Maryland, D.C. area, and so part of your proceeds that go to that, this is Brian supported, but also his viewers supported too, to be able to make sure my equipment is up and everything is up to case, and I want to maybe get new cords. But the other part, and the majority of the part of that, goes to Donate Life America so they can continue raising awareness.
So you have one kidney.
I have one kidney.
And you can, see, I'll be one of those people that doesn't understand it. So you can function fine on one kidney.
You can function fine with, and I don't know why God made it that way, but I'm glad he did. But maybe he made it that way so we can give life. I don't know, so.
What other organs can people donate and still?
Well, the organ, I mean, you can donate almost any internal organ. As a living donor, however,
Right.
it's only certain things
Right,
because,
right.
you got one heart,
Right,
you know what I mean? So, but you got your retina. I mean, it's so much things you can, so many things. So if you guys go to donatelife.net, you'll be able to find it. You can find the link actually on my right above the player there. So, as you're doing it, you want to kind of listen in and also go to that website and check it out, do that. But also if you feel led and want to make a donation, please do that. I implore you to be able to, contribute in some kind of way, okay? So cool. So I'll get back to that some more. Maybe got some statistics and we'll talk some more. But right now we got Teporah Bilezikian in the house. We're going to do some music. I got something for y'all. Check this out. Push Radio. Check that out. I think you might like this one right here. Let's go.
This is Al Green. Let's stay together.
Woo-hoo. Yeah.
I'm so in love with you. Whatever you want to do, it's alright with me. 'Cause you make me feel so brand new. And I want to spend my life with you.
Baby, since we've been together, loving you forever, it's all I need. Let me be the one you come running to. 'Cause I'll never be untrue.
Yeah, love. Let's stay together.
Yeah.
Loving you whether times are good or bad or happy people break up, then turn around and make up. I just can't see.
'Cause you never do that to me. Would you, baby? 'Cause being around you is all I see. Is what I want us to do.
Let's stay together, loving you whether times are good or bad, or happy or sad.
Say let's, we ought to stay together, loving you whether times are good or bad,
or happy or sad. Good or bad, happy, sad. Good or bad, happy or sad. And I'm so in love with you. Whatever you want me to is alright with me.
Yeah, that's Teporah, Bilezikian, y'all. That's right. I know I pronounced it right the first time,
It's
but
beautiful. I like the way you say it.
why don't you say it? I want to hear you.
Bilezikian. You said it right.
Did I say it?
Yeah.
I remember
awesome.
it. Took
I
me,
hear everything, so the way you're saying it is awesome.
It took me all of 3-4 years to do that. Shouts out, man. I appreciate that. Wow. Oh man, thanks so much, Sharon. Sharon said, "Nice blend." Wow.
It's hard for me to sing when you start singing, though, because you have such a beautiful voice. I'm just like wowed by your voice.
Oh, get out of here! I appreciate you. That's
if I
why.
could sing like that one day, I would be okay just going to the grave and taking that one.
I don't know. What you guys think? Is that cool, Sharon? Thanks so much. I appreciate it. If you guys like that, let's see. Classic love song. Al Can Do No Wrong. Great job, you guys. That's Push Radio. That's Belle Marie down there in Houston,
Thank
Texas,
you.
man. Shouts out. So, one of the things that I kind of see that happens with music a lot is that it gets lost in the crowd of marketing and promotion, and even from an independent standpoint, because I was talking to somebody the other day about, of course you got the industry, the record label stuff, and then you got the indies, but it's so polarizing. There's so many different types of indie. Some lean towards the industry because they really, maybe that's where they want to be in, and then the indies, the industry folks, they call themselves slaves, because they help. I saw Weird Al Yankovic on that Grammy, the pre-show. He won a Grammy for Best Comedy Album, right? He got up there. He said he signed a contract in 1980 for 14 albums, and he just finished his 14th.
Wow.
He just finished his 14th. When you think about like just music and what music and art is created for, but then you see, I guess, the ploy of a lot of indie artists, particularly who are just kind of caught in that rut of making what feels good to them versus what makes feel good to people versus marketing and promotion. What kind of comes in your mind with that? Because you've been doing yours with your own kind of, your own lane for a while. So
I think that if and I read about something that Sam Smith said after he won his Grammy, or maybe he was saying it on stage, or maybe he just said it afterwards, I think on the red carpet or something. But he said that he was trying to do what he thought would please people, and he was trying to lose weight. I remember he said that.
Wow.
And he finally stopped doing that and just found himself, and that's when he won a Grammy.
Wow.
was finding himself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I really think that as long as you're trying to find out what other people want you to do, you're never going to be a great artist.
Mm.
Because what really moves people is
Mm-hmm.
the closer you get to yourself and the more honest you are. Like, that's why Adele was so powerful, is because she was so raw and honest. And I don't think anybody really trained her to do what she did. She just did her.
Yeah. Yeah. You
And
know,
people respond to
yeah,
that, you
it's
know?
funny you said that because I mean, it seems like that's the what's trying to be stripped out of it. It's almost like this like white bread enriched, this enriched, bleached, and they call it bread and white bread. By the way, PSA, white bread is not good for you. Okay, I'm back. Because when you see enriched, basically they done stripped whatever was in that grain, they done stripped
Right.
it out, made it what it is, and
Right.
and they call it something else.
Right.
And I think that analogy can be used in so many other.
Because I think if you I think if you talk to an artist that's really made it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much money they have. They're never going to feel comfortable in their own skin if they haven't done their art. And so
Yeah.
I think some artists make it really
No
big
doubt.
and they never love what they're
No
doing.
doubt. No doubt.
And it's like, oh, sure, they have a lot of money, but in the end, that doesn't give you the pride.
Yeah. Well, another thing I thought about too, and you guys feel free to chime in whatever you're thinking about as well too. This is the interactive thing, even though Teporah and I are having this conversation together. What's really interesting is that when I see art, because there's a paradigm shift where I might have started out in the industry, and now maybe I fulfilled my 4 or 5 albums, 10 albums, depending on what it is, but I still have those fans. And so you actually have more leverage the longer you go into it. So if you decide, hey, I don't want to sign anymore, the fans and the people that have endeared you this long, they are ready to rock and roll with you. And so to really bring on that full indie vibe could be monumental. But what I also see, it has to be a decision of, okay, now, even though I have the license to do what I want to do, I still want this fame. And fame equates millions. But you might not get millions, but you got 50 to 100 plus thousand people that you have their ear.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think about that. I'm like, that's a shift that can happen. And I don't think a lot of those former industry, now indie or kind of less relevant major artists or whatever, they don't see that shift,
I remember I went to a music conference here in Baltimore with the woman that used to own the flower shop on Fleet Street. Some people might know who I'm talking about. And she had a flower shop, and she did these amazing dried flower arrangements. So she also runs this huge music festival. She did it in Patterson a couple times. A couple times she did it in actually in Baltimore City in various places. So there was one down at the convention center. And this was years ago. And I was sitting there talking to someone about how he marketed his band. And he was a manager for a band, and he was talking about it. He said he had 27 interns who just spent 8 hours a day on Facebook, and before that was before Twitter, but so it was mostly Facebook and MySpace back then, actually.
Right.
And they just reached out to fans in every city they were going to, and they sold enough albums that the industry took an interest in them. But they were doing their own thing creatively. And then I was like, so what's the name of your band? And I swear he said Pimple. And I was like, Pitbull, what a stupid name for a band. But it was Pitbull. So I was talking to the manager of Pitbull.
No kidding.
Yeah, and he was such a down-to-earth guy.
Yeah.
And
now,
he
Pitbull
was...
is a down-to-earth guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
The whole group is like,
No
but
kidding.
that's how they did organically, just said to people, we're coming to your city. We want you to come hear us.
Yeah.
And they just built it organically, and they were doing their own art.
You
And
gotta
once
be
you
able
sell
to do
enough
that.
albums doing that,
Absolutely.
then the industry will sign you.
You get the inner people.
Yeah.
But then sometimes you might not need it on some levels too. So it all depends kind of what you want from those things. So, well, cool, man. Listen, we're going to get back into some more stuff, but how about some more music? Listen,
Okay.
I want to, we got this beautiful keyboard
Oh
here.
my gosh.
I don't know. I mean,
Wow.
it's purple. Is that cool?
It's beautiful.
All right. Does it sound good? All right, cool.
Yeah,
All right.
it's really
Well,
nice.
ladies and gentlemen, I want to turn over this time to Teporah to do whatever. She asked me when coming in because, she's the 4th episode here, and she didn't realize, I don't have any rules. So I went on and just broke the chains and told her there are no damn rules in here. There's no FCC laws. There's no whatever. She's going to do whatever she wants to do right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Miss Teporah Bilezikian.
Okay. I want to play a love song. How's that?
Sounds good to me.
I want to do my social issue song later because I like doing social issue songs. My mother was a civil rights activist, so
No kidding.
that stuff never really left my blood.
Wow.
Yeah. Um, hmm. This is called Knock Knock Knocking. I think it's actually on my page too. If someone wants to hear it again, I think I did a video of myself singing this. So I love Melody Gardot and some of those just really lush singers. I love Nina Simone. People that just kind of stretch and let a song breathe, and let it be quiet. So that's kind of what this song is. It's just a quiet lullaby. And I wrote this when my jazz teacher made me practice some chords over and over for like a year in every key, and I just got so tired of this progression, but made me write a song. So you came knock knock knocking on my door, and it was open, and I let you in. You came knock knock knocking on my heart, and it was open, and I let you in. You left your shoes in the hall. I sent my feet to the corner, and I listened as you spun your tales. You took your time, tippy-toed, tangled ever so slowly, like lovers do when they think it's real love. When I think it's real love. You came knock, knock, knocking on my door, and it was open, and I let you in. You came knock, knock, knocking on my heart, and it was open, and I let you in. We danced till our feet hurt and talked till the sun rose in. Did it over and over. Then the moon shone her face on our love, and it blossomed like morning glory. You came knock, knock, knocking on my door, and it was open, and I let you in. You came knock, knock, knocking on my heart, and it was open, and I let you in. But don't you worry, I let you go. Never one to play the fool. I'm Some you win, some you lose. You came knocking on my door, and it was open, and I let you in. You came knocking on my heart, and it was open, and I let you
Teporah, Bilezikians in the house, y'all. That was awesome.
Thank you.
That was always one of my favorite songs. I think I played it. I know I played it at WPB Radio. Shout out to Courtman too. Courtman was on before me, and up there, and then he brought me on in. And he was like, "Yo, coming up next." He had that voice, man,
Yeah.
like that golden voice. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, always very. All kinds of comments, of course. You know, just create perfect description of the song. Sharon Raquel said, "Haunting and beautiful."
Awesome. Thank you,
Yeah,
Sharon.
yeah.
Maybe she'll sing it with me one day.
Yeah, oh wow, that was you hear that, Sharon? That was kind of dope. That's so pretty, Adrian said. So yeah, and
I want that on my next CD.
Nino says she has such an amazing voice.
Oh.
Does that make you feel good to that your son, actually likes what you do?
Yes.
Yeah. See, because you said 13? All right, so 13, and I have a 14 and a 12, so right between. And I remember my 12-year-old said, "Dad, every time I got to sing or draw something, because I'm a visual artist too, I'm always praying to God that I channel your talent." Like, I was like, really? Because could have been like, "Dad, please don't sing." But that's cool. It makes me feel good. I mean, not only when you hear from other folks, but,
Right.
Definitely from your own family,
I know. When I put up my first CD, which wasn't my best CD because I'm still learning how to be a vocalist, but
Tell me about
but
it. Not about that.
you
I'm
know
talking
your,
about- I
you know your
what
first
mean.
CD is, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You like hide it after you make it.
Oh, yeah.
But,
I didn't have mine, though. I was on it, though.
I had mine.
But I know what you mean.
You
Knowing
know.
what I know now.
Yeah, exactly. But I remember playing it for my mom, and I was like really excited because she's a professional musician.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she was, and so I was playing it in the car for her because I figured she could hear it a little better in there. We were just driving in the country where she lived, and then, after the first couple songs, she said, "Well, I think you need to enunciate a little bit better at the
Really?
ends of your words."
Really? And then you was kind of like, "Oh, thanks." Like I didn't know that already. But anyway.
So yeah, when your family members tell you do something well, it actually means a lot. Because when you come from a
Yeah.
professional music background, there's a lot of criticism that goes
Yeah.
on because you're supposed to do that. So
I
it's nice to
understand.
just have someone say they like what you do
Yeah,
and not tear it up.
I get it. Well, I mean, the thing about it is, it's always been a journey. And even with, family or loved ones, like listening and trying to accept what it is that you do.
Right.
I mean, that's a journey for them.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like,
Oh, yeah.
we're trying to get them to join on. They're like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, I didn't
Right.
know a train was coming. Like, where did
Right.
this come from? Because then you got the total opposite, the ones like, forgive me, the ones have zero talent, but they pushed to like American Idol. Like, really? You did that to them? That's like
Right.
child abuse.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding. I shouldn't say that. But you also mentioned your mom was in the civil rights
Mm-hmm.
leader in the movement,
Mm-hmm.
and
Right here in Baltimore.
right here in the Baltimore
Mm-hmm.
area.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you grow up here
Yep.
in Baltimore,
Yep.
in the Baltimore area?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, was she like part of an organization? Was she a
Mm-hmm.
Black Panther? Was she?
She almost she did various things, and one of them was she worked with a guitar group, and she led a guitar group, and they sang peace songs, and they did protests with their guitar
Wow.
music.
Okay.
And she did a lot with women's rights.
Mm-hmm.
And then she also worked with. She was studying French with a really wonderful man who taught at Morgan State,
Mm-hmm.
and she would go on these sit-ins. It's still hard for me to even think about what was going on when I was a little kid because I was somehow immune to it. But the things that happened in the 60s and 70s just still blow my mind like it wasn't that long ago. But she would go on sit-ins with them where they would dress up as African dignitaries. She obviously didn't, but her teacher did. And they would speak French, and they would have flowing robes, and they would be allowed into whites-only establishments in Baltimore because they were African, and they were dignitaries. And then they'd take their robes off and just be average Americans, and then they'd face all that rage, and the segregation. So she
Yeah, that's
participated in a
amazing.
lot of things like that.
That's amazing. I mean, just imagine kind of the impact that music seemingly had. Because you would talk to some people today, and you would see a lot of folks would say, "Okay, well, you know, it's some of the same things, and but yet it's different, or it's kind of on steroids now."
Mm-hmm.
However, I think the commitment to the struggle is totally different. I think
It's
there's
yeah.
pockets that
Mm-hmm.
kind of mirror
Mm-hmm.
what was going on back in those, but because we've never
It's so
physically like
diluted.
and been
Yeah.
face to face with it.
Right.
Did you see Selma, the movie?
No.
Well, great movie depicting
Mm-hmm.
the march from Selma
Right.
to Montgomery. But every time I see movies such as
Mm-hmm.
that, I always say to myself, I was like, man, I bet you if that was us,
Mm-hmm.
we wouldn't even be hardly as bold.
Well, you know what I say
What?
is, they've got pacifiers in everybody's mouth nowadays
Tell me about
between
it.
TV, the internet, prescription drugs.
Right.
You know, people are locked into these daily things that they feel like they need.
Mm-hmm.
And if you challenge that and separate someone from the things they feel like they need,
Right.
they're not going to go anywhere or do anything. So people don't want to get up and go to a protest because they're going to get out of this element and this
Right.
place that they need to be every day. And I just
Right.
think that's a deliberate thing to keep people kind of trapped in this cycle of like what television show they have to watch at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, but it's a decision of the will too. I mean,
Mhm.
because everything that we have, even though that's available, and I know, I mean, you have outlets. I mean, thank God for the internet. Thank God for other organizations.
Mhm.
But the choice has always still been there, and in terms
Mhm.
of how you choose to get
Right.
choose to be involved and choose to make a difference. I just read a quote from Gil Scott Heron.
Mhm.
He said, "Contribute or shut up."
Mhm. Pretty much.
Yeah, and in a way, there's always somewhere we can contribute, and for us, we contribute through our
Mhm.
art.
I think sometimes though, from what I understand from being a business owner,
Okay.
that they're marketing to our minds. And there's a lot of, I don't want to say mind control in a way that seems, like a conspiracy theory, more just like that companies that want us to buy their services, whether it's a Big Mac or a Coke or a TV show, whatever, they do research on the psychology and the science of the human brain.
No doubt.
They get in our brains.
Well,
So
a
as
lot of
much
this
as we
food
have
is
will,
made-
they're trying to work against our will.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, but it's not impossible, and I think
Nope.
because if we can speak consciously. If we can speak consciously about it, that means we actually have still cognitive decision making. I ain't trying to get
Right.
so
Right.
deep,
Right.
but however, there is still a conscious decision that we can make, and I
Yep.
think that actually takes a whole nother type of energy and force to be able to kind of supersede what's being thrown at us. I mean, it's like a current. It's like salmon who swim upstream.
Yep.
They're determined,
Yep.
but their nature drives them to go back to their birthplace.
Yep.
You know what I
Yep,
mean?
yep.
And so, and that current is not stopping. It's obviously going the other way, and they're going upstream towards that. And I feel, yeah, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's definitely not impossible.
I know,
And I think
as a
that-
mother, like I sometimes just feel like I don't want to do anything that's going to compromise my ability to come back home at the end of the day. So when I hear
Right.
about protests, I just worry about myself, like that I'm going to get too angry, that I'm not going to be in control of what I'm doing at a protest because I get so angry about what
Wow.
goes on in this country.
Yeah, no,
It's
I can dig
shameful.
it.
You know what I
can
mean?
dig
So
it. I can dig it. Well, listen, this is a part where I want to now start listening to some music. I mean, like
Okay.
one of the things I like to do, Sharon, I know you know, and shouts out to also that Eddie Boss is listening in. He was on episode 1, and the Russell Lyles was on episode 2. Sharon's on episode 3. And one thing I like to do is be able to do like a little on the spot listening party. All right. And so your latest project is called
bar tunes.
Bar Tunes. I love that.
Thank you.
I love that. And you can find Teporah pretty much anywhere music is sold. You can listen to on iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, wherever his music is available. And definitely you can pick up a hard copy, a CD Baby, or anywhere like that as well. Or if you're lucky enough and privileged enough to catch Teporah live somewhere, she's so popular that she's ran out of CDs for the umpteenth time, and now she's ordering some more, and they should be coming in, right? But in the meantime, between time, you guys can check her out. Definitely online. Okay, so I want to play this song.
Can I give a shout out to my studio?
You can do whatever you want to
Awesome.
do.
It's in
Tells you
Towson.
no rules.
It's great. It's in Towson, and I was able to record the CD live, which I think my producer never really loved that.
Oh yeah.
But I had Marcus Asante in the corner. He used to play with Fertile Ground.
Okay.
Yeah, beautiful, elegant guitar drummer.
Wow.
So he was off in the right hand corner of the studio in a space about maybe 3 times bigger than this.
Yeah.
And then I had a bass player. I had Eric Scott in there for a couple of songs, and did it basically live. The only thing I tracked later is they have a cute little Wurlitzer in there, and so I did some whirly solos, but it's actually a live CD, and what my producer did with it is awesome. It's a studio called the Wood and Stone Room, and it's in Towson.
Okay.
And they can do a full CD from start to finish.
You guys hear that?
Really
Check it out.
reasonable prices.
Wood
Yeah,
and Stone. Look them
Room.
up. Facebook, online.
Yeah.
Just you can
Super
Google
nice
'em.
people.
That's
yeah,
cool.
super. They make you feel warm and comfortable, so you can be your best, and they'll never let you put down a bad track. They bring
Yeah.
out the best in you, so that it's not all about Pro Tools and whatnot. It's just about being a
Yeah.
great, putting down great tracks and.
And having a
Yeah.
good feel for
Yeah.
the song.
Yep.
And we'll talk about that a little
Yeah.
later. So listen, I want to do some songs that maybe you're not going to do today. All right. So I got this one. Love Isn't Enough. Is that one you weren't planning on doing? Okay. So why don't you tell everybody about this? Well, let me get it started, and then we go from there.
I tried, and you tried to work it out one last time. I love you, you know that I do, but you're just rubbing salt in these old wounds.
So this is Love Isn't Enough. Why don't you just tell us what it's about? I hate to ask questions. You just tell us what is this about?
I wrote it when I was leaving my husband.
Wow.
Because you can love someone and realize that there's no compatibility there for a long-term relationship.
Okay.
It doesn't change the fact that you love someone.
Yeah.
And I've experienced that many times in my life where, and I almost think people should admit that. You can be deeply in love with someone, but you can't really build a life with them for whatever reason.
Wow.
But you can't turn your back on the fact that you love that person, because love is just something that just sticks around.
Yeah.
You don't get to decide it. It decides it for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of what scares people about love, I think, is that you don't really have any control over it.
Nino says that's one of his favorites, and is that his father?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So That's interesting because I'm divorcee as well, and I talk to my daughters. I got two daughters from the marriage, and you think about those things, and love isn't enough. There's so many other facets to that, and even though you can walk away actually still loving that person, but to actually be in that, it takes a whole lot more ingredients, and I'm sure a lot of folks, you guys can identify with that as well. Yeah. So it's interesting.
Especially like if you think about nowadays, I think relationships are harder than ever. Especially in a city like Baltimore. I think Baltimore and places, that have this kind of creativity, the city is constantly bleeding some kind of pain and joy at the same time, and people feed off of it. And they get so much satisfaction out of the stimulation from the music scene, the art scene, to just the water. I mean, it gives you less room for a person, I think, and there's so much stimulation, and I think people have trouble committing to just being with someone. More and more.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but it's so funny because you say that because my moniker over the last 6 to 12 months has been happily single, right? But you wouldn't believe like how much, like, if I would hold that banner up, whether or a post or anything, not necessarily like, hey, I'm single. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm bashing love and relationship. I totally believe in that. But I look at people like, why you run away from love? And I'm like, I'm not running with love. But in this season where I am, like, I'm really embracing kind of just what this is for me,
And it feels awesome. And people will tell you that you're doing it because you can't be in a relationship because you don't want the challenge, or because you won't admit that you're lonely and all this stuff. And there are people that literally don't believe that you can be very, very happy being single.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think especially entrepreneurs and artists, I think the closer you get to yourself, the better your art is. So if you don't have that space to be close to yourself, you feel separated from the thing that means the most to you in the world, which is your art. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, sounds good. Well, that's a wonderful tune. I love it. I remember listening to that. And just the whole Bar Tunes project is just, it's kind of very... with all the messages that are in there, the musicianship, the melodies, and it makes it easy to listen to the lyrics. So I really, really appreciate that, and I just kind of I rode with it for forever. I was like, you gotta listen to this,
I'm ready for my next one though.
Yeah.
I'm a few years behind.
Well, cool. Well, all in time. Good thing about it, we're not signed to a label. Nobody's pressuring us. And I always say this. Our music is always new to somebody. I mean, it's 7 billion people in this world.
That's a great point to make.
It's always new to somebody, so it's never old. So cool. So, listen, you guys are watching The Blend live online. Once again, if you haven't figured it out, my name is Brian Christopher. I'm the host. I'm the creator of this here. Actually, you see this shirt here? You like the shirt?
I do.
It's kind of cool, The Blend, right?
How do I get one?
Yeah. Huh?
How do I get one?
I'm going to tell you. I'm glad you asked. So, you guys, if you look down probably underneath the player, you also see... where it says, buy your T-shirt. And you guys can get a T-shirt. Everything that's part of it, everything that's associated with The Blend is going to go to those proceeds, part of those proceeds, majority of the proceeds, let me say that and be fair, part will go to make sure this here is being presented well. I might need some new cables or whatever, but the majority of the proceeds are going to go to be a donor, that is Donate Life America, and just raising awareness for kidney donations. So if you guys choose to buy one, I do have a few of them available, but you guys make sure. But what I'm going to be doing, Sharon, I want you to hear this too, because I meant to give you one last week. I'm going to give you one tonight because everybody's on here. I want to make sure you get one. Russell, Eddie, you get one, and then I'll probably be out. But I'll get some more, and then we'll go from there. But if you guys want to order one, you guys can order one, and then, I'll send it to you wherever you are in this world, and we do it like that. So if you want to do so now. Also, feel free, if you're led, to give a donation of any amount to Donate Life America, and I really, really appreciate it. So cool. So let's get back into some music, some more live music as well. Okay. I do got some feedback though. Okay. Adrian says, hold on, I gotta find it. Where are you? Okay. She says, I'm feeling this. Nino, he's chiming in, man. He's on it, man. He says it is written so realistically, that song that we're just playing. So cool. Yep. Crystal is in the house. Crystal Glenn, let me tell you, from the beginning of Brian Christopher, Crystal Glenn has been rocking with me. We actually did something back, I want to say, I guess 2010, 2011, Crystal. Ustream overseas.
Nice.
And we had this thing where you would go on. It must have been 2010 because I just came on my first debut, which I got something to tell you guys about that too. My debut album back in 2010 of March, and it was Ustream overseas, and you bought my project for $1, and that qualified you to win like an iPad. That's when the iPads were, really coming out good, and then we did a total broadcast. Crystal was the host. My man Dion was the technical engineer. It was an awesome time we did it, and it was so much fun. And I'm glad Crystal is still doing her thing, and you guys can find out more about her. She's doing some things. So find her, Crystal, Miss Chris Glenn on Facebook, and you find more stuff about what she got doing. Or matter of fact, you can type in what you're doing, and I can give you a plug, Crystal. Wink, wink. Anyway.
So I'm going to make some new friends tomorrow.
Absolutely. That's right. You guys make sure you friend up Teporah, too. Push Radio says, loving this convo. You're both so deep. Hashtag preach. I don't know about that, but hey,
That's why we're friends,
I'm glad
right?
you're digging it. I'm glad you're digging it. I mean, you got your deep side, you got your fun side, you got your whimsical side, you got your wine sommelier side. Cool. Matter of fact, what are we drinking tonight? Let me see.
I'm not sure. I always go to bin 604 and look on the bottom shelf for a bottle of wine that's $6.99.
Boom.
Because their $6.99 wines are absolutely delicious.
Listen, let me tell you something. I did an event, and I'll tell you it's called Hot Beverage and Dessert. All my Hot Beverage and Dessert attendees, you guys can stand up and let me know. I did a wine tasting, and all of them were under $10, but they were, except for maybe one. I think a lot of females don't like the dry, but I had a nice dry. They like it, but I had different types, and I had a nice blend. And all, like I said, all of them were. So this is La Terre. It's a Merlot, and it's out of. It's American, but I'm trying to see what.
I actually try to make hooch with it. So I was going to do my cinnamon-infused rum cider hooch, and then I ran out of time. So I buy these reds.
We're going to make that happen. We're going to have to make that happen.
I'll put the recipe up.
Yeah, we're drinking good over here. Last week, or last episode, me and Sharon, we had our particulars, didn't we? I had a little whiskey. She had a little. Well, I forget what you had. I don't know. Sharon, what did you have? I forget, but it was we felt good. All right, cool. So, which one to play for us now?
How would I play my angry song?
You want to do an angry song?
I like it.
Okay.
I like my angry
listen, I'm gonna sit on back, or do I need to get like a hockey mask? And, I don't know.
And everybody has someone that they're mad at, like that they've never forgiven.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is the Blend Live Online. My special guest tonight is Teporah Bilezikian, and she's here doing her thing. This is how it is, man. Real raw, real fresh, but real honest. So I hope you guys enjoying it so far. Once again, Teporah, do your thing.
So I wrote this song to be a crafty songwriter. I said, I'm not just going to write another like stream of consciousness song. I was trying to really work on my craft. So and this. I'm actually playing a lot of songs that I want to have on my next album. So this is called If You Were a Pebble. If you were a pebble in the sand, I'd throw you in the ocean and watch you sink. If you were a pebble in the sand, I'd throw you in the ocean and watch you sink. 'Cause honey, you got stuck in my shoe and made me black and blue. If you were a diamond ring, I'd take you to the corner store and ask them how much they'd give me. If you were a diamond ring, I'd take you to the corner store and ask them how much they'd give me. 'Cause honey, truth is, you never really fit me. If you were a crystal ball, I'd wrap you up in velvet and I'd bury you so far. If you were a crystal ball, I'd wrap you up in velvet and I'd bury you so far. 'Cause honey, truth is I don't really wanna know what went wrong. If you were a cliff upon a mountain so high, I wouldn't climb you. If you were a cliff upon a mountain so high, I wouldn't climb you. 'Cause I fell so many times. And I fell so many times. If you were a pebble, I'd throw you in the ocean and I'd watch you sink. If you were a pebble in the sand, I'd throw you in the ocean and watch you sink. 'Cause honey, you got stuck in my shoe and made me blind and blue. And I fell so many times. And I fell so many times.
Teporah,
Yes, dear.
Bilezikian, wonderful. Woo! You hear this applause. I don't know who Schwa is, but it sounds good. I think it's like if you close your eyes, that's probably what they would be saying. So that was awesome. I like, okay, so if you were a pebble. I don't know, but you know, some people make a game out of the pebbles, right? Like they skip around. Did you see that? Then they grab some more. It didn't sound angry though.
It was angry.
That was an angry message. See, that's like the crazy ones, right?
Right.
Like laughing.
Exactly.
Cut your throat.
Yeah, they're smiling at you while they're stabbing you in the back.
I was listening to Comedy Channel on Sirius yesterday, and old Eddie Murphy bit came on, and he was saying like, see, the ones you got to be scared of is like, you know, the ones that are more calm,
Yeah,
like when you
quiet
like
ones.
so he'd be like, so he's like, shh, that's right, woman, because I'm the man and you the woman, and that's right, and she says, oh, it's okay, you know. Why don't you just lay down and get some sleep? And he was like, lay down. I think I'm going to go and leave the house. He's like,
I love the last verse in that song.
Oh, my God.
Like, she just keeps feeding him dinner when he shows up at 4 a.m. Then one day he's in the hospital.
Oh, my gosh, man.
It's terrible.
Pushers, I think every woman has felt this way before Teporah. Laugh out loud. Oh, my gosh, man. That's so funny, man. That's awesome. I think, you know, there's so many, I mean, music and just art in general, of course, is a great way to express all kinds of emotion. So whether it's the happy angry woman or the angry woman, like I'm mad and I know, or Now you know what the funny thing about it though, you never really hear like the hurt or the overly hurt man. What you in a lot of music, what you hear is like the man who effed up.
Yeah.
I'm keeping the G rated because your son's
Right.
watching. Although I'm sure
I
he's
don't
heard.
know if that really applies.
I'm sure you done heard something. I don't even like protect my kids like that all the time. I mean, because this
No,
is
he
real life.
accidentally left up his YouTube on my thing, and he was arguing with someone about the Hebdo cartoons.
Oh yeah.
And he used the D word, and so then I just wrote something a little more eloquent and responded to someone who used the D word back to him.
Right.
And he was cursing online. He probably hates me for saying this, but it's like, Mommy, I'm sorry I was saying those bad words. It's like, it's okay.
But it was
As long as
serious,
you don't
man.
say it when you're done.
Can't talk about my damn cartoons like that. I'm like, hey man, you tune in, man. I'm sorry, brother.
He's like, how is it a cartoon? How is it funny to make fun of someone else's religion? That's what he said. They're racist
Interesting.
and it's not funny. And
Yeah.
but he used the D word,
Yeah.
the DH combination.
Yeah. Oh man, so you raising like a little Marcus
Yeah.
Garvey over there? That's what you doing? That's what it is. Okay, all right, that's all good, man. So yeah, but it's like you don't rarely hear that from guys. Guys is always like, I done effed up, I done messed up. Baby, take me back. I'm
Right.
sorry. Matter of fact, I got a damn song like that called "I Was Wrong."
Right.
Yeah.
That's because women are never wrong, so we can't write those songs.
I know. Trying to sell records. baby, please records. Say it's like either a man is rubbing feet and overly romantic, like none of the stuff that they would ever do on a consistent basis, or they done messed up to like no end. You know what I mean? So, I don't. It's whatever, man. So cool. So, now, how do people, I guess, get in touch with you? Like typically when they want to. When they want to reach out to you and find out like how they can book you and where you're going to be, like what's the best way to reach you?
Just if you type in Teporah on the internet, you're gonna find like my Facebook page, my fan page. You know what I mean? And then I just look at those emails pretty much every day.
Okay.
Sometimes people actually email me through the formal email system, which I still like that.
The snail mail, they call it. Yeah.
I still have a Hotmail account. That's how old I am.
Yeah. I mean, let me tell you, you can come on over to Gmail. Google is a beast. Google, maybe you can be a sponsor. I don't know. That'd be kind of cool. But Google is beast.
I have a Gmail account.
Yeah.
I'm just afraid of it.
Yeah, cool. I tell you what, let's listen to some more music. Let's see what else. Let's see what's in the grab bag. Sharon Raquel says, "I Was Wrong" is a good tune, makes me sick. Oh yeah, you probably thinking about it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Nino says, "Yep, that's me." Talking about it. It's all good, man. All right, cool. So let's see what we got in here. We got a tune here. Hot Potato, TikTok, One Block Away. We did one. So not
TikTok is hard to play, so let's do that one.
All right, so we're gonna do TikTok. You guys check this out, man. This is a live on the spot, what you call listening party. That's how we do it on the Blend Live Online. It is live and online. That's right. You see us, you hear us. Let us know if we sounding good or not. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we sound like robots the whole time, and you guys never tell us. I hope we sound like pretty natural. So this song's called TikTok. Teporah, Bilezikian. Check it out.
The clock sounds tick
so I'm loving the vibe on this. Like this is serious now. So same guys you were talking about, they playing behind that.
Yeah.
So TikTok is about just time and respecting time of in relationship, or is it relationship driven again?
It's about bad manners in relationships.
Bad manners in relationship. What happened? And they kind of drew this on.
Well, sometimes someone really likes hanging out with you and you're in a relationship with them, but they like doing their own thing, and some men don't want to just say, you know what, I just want to hang out with my friends tonight.
Okay.
They don't want to let you down, right? So instead, they're like, sure, I'll see you at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And they never show up.
Oh, they put you in like that?
Yeah. So, and there are people that do that in relationships.
So it's not quite relationship.
No, there are people that do that in relationships because they can't say to their partner, like, okay, it's Friday night and I know you want to go out on a date and want to spend your time with me and you miss me, but I kind of want to just go hang out with my friends and just be loosey-goosey, fancy-free.
Okay.
Because you're more relaxed sometimes when you're with your friends and with your partner, you know?
Okay, I mean,
So,
I guess
you know,
so. Yeah.
so sometimes people can't say to their partner, like, I don't want to be with you even though I love you. I just want to do my own thing right now.
You know, and that's so funny you said it because, you know, a lot of times you always hear about people not having their space, not being too crowded. And it's easy, especially if you like a person that you enjoy being around them. But however, it can work in the reverse sometimes, right?
Yep.
And that's kind of almost hard to believe, like, but I love him. You know, because normally it's you guys. No, but then we like that sometimes too. I mean, sometimes. But like, but I love it. I just want to be around him. Why can't we do this together? But it's like, why can't we have a life apart, like your life, my life, and our life?
I think it's really important to relationships, long-term ones, that you can do that.
Yeah.
But this was back when there were clocks, digital clocks. There were actually like wall clocks
like
and phones that plug into the wall. You know what I mean? Like there were no cell phones when I wrote this song.
You mean the phones that used to get all
that wrapped up? Well, I think it was already the day and age of the handsets, but still, it was like dating was different when you didn't have cell phones. Like because you can't, you know, you have to sit home and wait for someone to call you or check your messages.
Right.
So it adds this other element of impatience.
No doubt. You used to have the tape and in the thing. Yeah, I get it. Well, you know, at the end of the day, and the beginning and the middle of the day, you know, it's really about the two people coming to an understanding too. You know, and honoring whatever is being said, because I think, obviously, as time goes on, things change. You know, you'll hear people's desires want to change, but they never really communicate that effectively. So, you know, especially for guys, I already know, like, we're on the program that we talked about 4 or 5 years ago, and we never knew that it's changed and come back to that program like 5 times, you know. So we definitely need to know and be up on like what's going on, because, you know, emotions come into the place and things kind of like what.
Yeah, and I think people change over time, and you have to be willing to talk to your partner about, you know, how your needs might change, and not worry about all the time if you're going to hurt them, because sometimes someone just has to have time to sit with something.
Right.
And if you don't give them that opportunity, you're second guessing their ability to meet you halfway.
Absolutely. Yeah, no doubt. So, I mean, you know, let's get off of that second guessing mess, and let's just get down to the bare brass of, you know, be honest. Tell me what's on your mind, you know, and then maybe we can actually have a successful what have you. I don't know. So, you know what I want to do? I'm going to do a song. Can I do a song?
Yeah, man.
I'm going to do a song, y'all.
I love to hear you sing.
Can I do a song?
Yeah. You want me to get up off the chair, too?
I'm not going to play.
Okay.
I'm just going to do something different here. All right. So, shouts out to my man, Eddie Botts, who I told you was on episode 1. We did a project together that I just wanted to do with some songs that I hadn't officially released, or, you know, and just haven't really put it out. And I did like an acoustic type of thing together, and I asked him to help me, and he just really just kind of found my vibe, what I was trying to accomplish.
That's
and
awesome.
So it's just he and I on piano. And so I wanted to do one of the songs, one of my favorite songs, and I think from this acoustically uncut Songs from the Heart project that I did, I want to do the song. It's called Hold On. Hope you guys like it, and hope you like it.
Of course I'm going to like it.
I'm going to sing this. I'm going to let you drink some wine. You want some more wine? You good?
I'm good.
Okay, cool. Check it out. dots on the keys right there, by the way. Yeah, Sharon, I know you said this is one of your favorites, Sharon, right? Because she loves the song. She says, very deep. I don't know. I was in a different place. I was in a really, really good place. Different. You don't have to say you love me. I can see it in your eyes. Through all the situations we've been through, girl, comes as no surprise. There's no need to fool ourselves, girl. We had to fight some storms. And even though we've lost some battles, we haven't lost the war. We can make it if we hold on to love. We have a high call. There's no limit to the difference we'll make. We can make it if we hold on to our love. I think of all the times we've struggled just to understand our needs, and how we used to push our own agendas so that we can both be free. But what it is that God requires is that we lose ourselves in trust. Oh yeah. And we've come to realize that this is bigger than both of us. We can't make it if we hold on to love. We have a high call. There's no limit to the difference we'll make. We can make it. Don't give up on what we know cannot be put aside. Keep love alive. On our knees, we'll pray to God, will guide our very lives. Lord, help us find. Help us find. Ooh, yeah. if we hold on to love, yeah, there's no limit to the difference we'll make. We can make it. We hold on to our love. Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh.
Appreciate that.
Oh my heavens.
Shouts out to Eddie Botts for helping me put that together. I mean, we we sat down and I said, "Listen, man, just kind of just feel where I'm at," and he was like, "Okay."
God, he's
And
great.
yeah, awesome,
what a
man.
beautiful touch.
Thank you, my brother. I really, really do appreciate that, man. So cool.
It's beautiful.
Cool. So once again, you guys are watching and listening and tuning in and interacting with the Blend Live Online. This is something that's really near and dear to my heart because it gives yet another platform, for particularly independent music. It's my independent, alternative, neo soul, rock, jazz, R&B, folk, whatever, showcase. And I wanted to do it. I started doing it actually on location at a particular place. And I live streamed so people was able to watch in. But basically what that was is I would invite you in and you would bring your crew and just play. But there was really no interaction. There was no conversation. There was no interaction. And I said, you know what? I really need that to be a part of the next phase. And so here we are, and you guys are tuning in. I really appreciate it. This is also being recorded, so if you miss any part of this show, you can always go back and watch it again, and I'll have it posted up on my website. It'll be embeddable, and you can take it and move it and do whatever you want to do with it. So it's going to be awesome. So cool. So back to you. So you've been pretty much around throughout the Baltimore area, and I'm sure you had opportunities to travel and do some different things. What's the next phase once you get your next project? I'm sure that's next, but what's the next phase for Teporah?
Well, what I really want to do is start going to some of the songwriting. I guess you could call them conventions.
Okay.
I think it's really the wrong word, but I know there's another word I'm looking for. But there's a few of them around the country, like Kerrville is a big one. There's Southwest, which I don't think I would go to that one, but
South by
there is one.
Southwest, yeah.
That's a big one.
Lollapalooza
Yeah.
up in Chicago.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's another one in New York, which I can't really even tell you what the name of it is. It's a big one. It just slipped my mind. But there's about 3 of them that I'd like to participate in.
Yeah.
With the purpose of getting a little bit more well-known as a songwriter so I can start doing the house concert circuit. So that's a goal I have, and I know eventually I can get there, but you have to have the goal first and then start taking the steps to get there.
No doubt.
So house concerts are awesome.
House concerts, I've been doing them for probably all of 4 or 5 years. Matter of fact, that's kind of the idea that when I do my hot beverage and dessert series, you got to check it out. It's like 30 people. You come in, they got some food, whatever, and then we sit down and have it. And I've also done like the really grassroots house concerts. It's like, just come on, I hardly even know you, but come on into my home, and that's kind of dope too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's I like the intimacy of it, and I like the fact that someone is that interested in supporting original music that they're going to host people in their home.
Listen, there's an audience for everything, and I kind of feel like we sell ourselves short sometimes when we're always, I have this mentality about my whatever I do that I don't need a whole hour, 2 hours. I would love that, but to know if somebody is somebody that I want to connect with, one song, really. And I wholeheartedly believe that, and I feel like there's so many avenues that a lot of indies overlook because we're looking for that big hit, that big bang, the 500. But there's power. Like Adrian, you remember she came to my hot beverage and dessert. I'll let her chime in if you're still watching. But 30 people.
Yep.
30 people is very intimate.
Yep.
Connection was the key, and I think that's what really is going to help sell
That's
us.
beautiful.
Like, it's going to help sell us, and in terms of making real connections with real people and real fans, and music is the backdrop to that. You know what I mean? Like the connections is the what we go for,
Right.
and music is just the soundtrack.
And if you're thinking from a financial perspective as a songwriter, if you really do the math on a house concert, if they like you and they like your CD and they want to buy it,
Yeah.
and you're selling your CD for $15,
Yeah,
and it's $20 for people to see you play,
yeah,
that's $35 a head times 30 people
absolutely.
for a 2-hour show.
Yeah,
Now, mind you, you've been doing this since you were 4 years old.
yeah,
So it's not
Yeah.
like you're getting $1,000 for 2 hours. You're getting $1,000 for 50 years of working on music.
absolutely.
But that's really what you're worth financially
Yeah.
when you're playing a show and getting $100 for 2 hours to play in a restaurant.
Yeah, that's
where
real
you
talk.
might get 2 people that appreciate
That
you.
really appreciate you and really would listen and really would
Right.
follow you. Yeah, it doesn't, it's just crazy. Real quick, if you guys like that song that I just did, also, you guys, if you haven't signed up on my mailing list, do so. That actually you get that free. You get the whole little set of songs. I got another, can't wait to get home to you. I have another one, No More Games. You guys get that free just for signing up. See how simple that is? It's like it's whatever, man.
nice.
So you guys get that. So you
I'm
need to
gonna
sign
sign up.
sign up. Yeah. Sign up. All right. So cool. Listen, so we're doing a lot of stuff and we were running up on time. So what I would like to do, I know you say you had and we might go because we're gonna do maybe one more of us too. I don't know, but maybe we will. I don't know, maybe we will. But I want you to do whatever you feel is on your heart that you want to do now,
Okay.
and tell everybody what it's all about. And
Okay.
Here we go from there.
It's another song that's new-ish. So I think I wrote it last year, and it's called "It's So Hard," and it's really just a song about when you have a dream, and sometimes you work for something and then it falls apart. It's just something that happens in life. You're not always successful. And as someone I started a business, I was a successful teacher. I was a successful high school student. I kind of was successful in college and did all these great things. And I started a business. From the day I opened my business, I was really successful at it. And then one day something shifted that was out of my control and I wasn't successful anymore. I was a failure. That's how I looked at it. And I've been climbing out of that hole for like 2 or 3 years. And sometimes it's just, you just feel so burdened by that process, and by knowing that you failed. Even if you can turn it around, even if it's a learning experience and you do that whole, look on the bright side of things, or see the silver lining, or you had to be there to grow, or whatever all that great talk is, you feel kind of down sometimes. So anyways, it's called It's So Hard, and it's just about those moments where something that you built up falls down. And I just hope it speaks to people. That's why I write songs. I'm not trying to really make anybody sad, just like maybe you felt this emotion once. I think I want to put that cool electronic sound back on. Where was that one? I love this keyboard.
She loves the keyboard. Teporah loves the keyboard.
And I'm a Yamaha girl, so I'm always kind of looking edgewise at Kurzweil, like maybe not. But this is nice.
First hand.
Because it's a stage piano. It's really nice. It's a stage piano right there. It means you can just press the buttons. You don't have to fool around with finding voices. Did everything right? Did everything good? Followed my conscience like I know I should. Followed my mission, lifted from the heart. Now I watch my dream fall apart, and it's so hard. It's so hard. Can anybody hear me wherever you are? And it's so hard, They say we have angels standing by our side. used to believe in stars and wishes. Now my castle's crumbling down, and I've lost hope and visions. 'Cause it's so hard, it's so hard. Can anybody save me wherever you are? And it's so hard, hard. There you go. It's Little Finn Froggy. Hard, hard, but you won't hear my cry, 'cause I hide behind my pride, and you won't see me fall, 'cause I'll stand tall, and you won't see my pain, 'cause it's so hard, it's so hard. Can anybody save me wherever you are? And it's so hard, hard, it's so hard, it's so hard. Can anybody save me wherever you are?
Teporah, Bilezikian, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thanks
I
for
really,
having
really
me.
appreciate it. That was beautiful.
Thank
and
you.
hope you had a good time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I hope you guys had a good time. This is the Blend Live Online. If you guys enjoying what you're doing, there's always opportunity to contribute to the cause. One, for the awareness of the organ donation, but also to just help them continue to do this. And, sometimes I'd like to bring people in. That takes money to do that. So this is straight viewer and listener supported, as well as my pocket supported too. So I appreciate you guys, and looking forward to some more great things. If you guys miss any other episodes, you can always check it out on Brian Christopher Online as well, and go from there. Make sure you follow Teporah Bilezikian. You guys just find her on Google or whatever your search engine of choice is. Teporah. And I'm sure you're about the only Teporah on
There's a
there.
lady in Hawaii with my name.
Yeah. And then if you do BIL, I'm sure there's nobody in Hawaii or anywhere else with that. So Teporah Bilezikian, and you guys can find the spelling, correct spelling, proper spelling on the caption here. So anyway, appreciate you guys. Love you so much. Listen, got some great news as well. I just got my call yesterday. You know I'm doing some great things. If you're from Philly, if anybody from my Pennsylvania folks, I'll be in Philly next in Warm Daddies next week, the 19th. If you don't have anything going on the 14th, I'll be in Silver Spring. You guys can check out my schedule and everything. But I just got a call yesterday, confirmed that I'll be back at the legendary Blues Alley
Wow.
performing. But here's the thing: what's so awesome about this is that it's on a Thursday. And if anybody knows anything about Blues Alley, they've been opening up their doors, open to indies, late independent, artists over the last, few years. But the thing is, they only kind of relegated them to Monday through Wednesdays. And so Thursdays through Sundays been pretty much reserved for national touring artists. So the fact that I'm actually on a Thursday,
Oh, wow.
that says a lot because I played there a couple times last year, debuted, and did well thanks to all you guys that came out and supported. But this is big, not only for myself, but big for indies in general, because it shows that we actually are making a mark. And whether that's just a sign of the times as far as businesses are struggling and they just but they still have to use some discernment in terms of who they just can't bring anybody in there. So they, giving me this opportunity, and I want you all to come out, bring 2 or 3 people with you. Let's make this a really good.
What date is that?
It's going to be March 12th, and you guys find out more about it too. But I'm making a grand announcement now. I've told a few people. People were so excited. They already started buying tickets even today. So that's an awesome thing. So I want you guys to be there. I'm excited. You get excited. February 26th, I'm doing a great thing too. It's a audience choice show that I'm doing. You have time. You got till the 12th of this month, which is Thursday, to send in a selfie video to brianchristopheronline@gmail.com requesting any song you want to hear or see me perform, and I'm going to do that. I'm not picking any songs for the show,
oh my God!
I got a special guest that I added to that show, by the way, but that particular show is all you. It's going to be at a really cool facility called the Anacostia Arts Center off of Good Hope Road in Anacostia. So anyway, that's enough of me. Teporah, Bilezikian, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Beautiful spirit,
Thank
beautiful music. You guys find her, get it if you like it. Show her some more love. Find her on Facebook. Let her know, that you were watching, you heard her from here. And tell somebody about this, all right? I lean on you guys to share, because that's the power of what we have. We don't have the juggernaut of a radio label or a big marketing arm. You are our marketing arm, and so we need you guys. And so appreciate you, but we need you, all right? So much love. Talk to you guys later. My name is Brian Christopher. Holla.